Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Eben and you're welcome back to Life with Eben. So today I'm here with one of my friends. She's also a YouTuber. She's like a more established YouTuber than I am. Yeah, her name is Iveoma. Iveoma, you're welcome to my YouTube channel.
Thank you for
It's so good to have you here.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited that you could join me.
Yeah, thank you.
So I said to you that I'll be sharing stories about like my moving back, all my experiences like through moving back. So I thought it would be great to share one of my moving back stories with Iveoma here. I'm going to share a specific story about when I got robbed in Lagos.
Wow.
Sounds interesting.
It is interesting. This is a story
I know the fear.
time.
I know the fear of everybody who's moving back is like, oh, what's gonna happen to me? Who's gonna kill me? Like,
or
am I gonna get
kidnapping.
robbed? Who's gonna kidnap me?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I thought to share this story, and it's somewhat a scary story, but trust me, that shouldn't stop you from moving back because like there's a lot of positives about moving back to Nigeria, but this is just an experience, and I'm sharing it so that just in case you're moving back to Nigeria or you just move back, so you can be more vigilant, you can take all the precautions that I probably didn't take, and just so you just know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, really.
It's just a real life story, Like
Yeah, it's a real
there
life
are
story.
good and bad aspects to moving back,
Yeah.
and this is even telling me the story. I've never heard it before.
The
so I'm
bad parts, one of the
Yes.
bad parts. Yeah, so
Let's
where do I
jump into
start
the
from?
story. Okay, so tell us where you were. In
Actually, I want to make the story as dramatic as possible. I want to make
Okay.
it as interesting as possible,
Okay.
so that you viewers can enjoy it. Yes. So last year, was it June or July last year?
Mm-hmm.
On a fateful day. So I had just come back, and I actually got a job offer before I moved back to Nigeria. So my employers invited me before I started, like before I resumed work.
Mm-hmm.
My employers told me, okay, can you come? Let's finalize on everything, the contract, etc., and all of that. So I went to the office. I went and we finished that, and it just ran into the evening. So by the time I got home, it was say 7 p.m. ish.
Okay.
7 p.m.
So wait, where were you in Lagos though?
I don't want to call the name of the place, but like it's on the mainland, Lagos mainland.
Okay, so you were in mainland.
Yeah. Just for security reasons, I won't call the place.
No, I understand.
Yeah. So I was in Lagos mainland. That's where like my office, present office. That's where it is, and that's where I was. So I usually pass a particular route, but I was trying to drive through that route, and I saw it was blocked. I'm like, okay, I'll just take an alternative route, a route that I had known before I traveled. So yeah, so I was on the road, normal UK returnee, fresh boy, driving a car, nice car.
So you were running the AC,
running the
playing
AC and
music,
just play music, enjoy my life. Happy to be back in Africa.
traffic.
So I was stuck in traffic. There was this traffic. So like I think I was like 10, 15 minutes into the road. I was talking to my flatmate in Birmingham. Like I was talking to him, and we're just talking, and my battery died.
Okay.
Because there was traffic, so I was using the hands-free. I was talking to him, so the battery died. I'm like, okay, just drop the phone. So my phone was dead. And then the traffic. I thought this traffic was going to be like 20, 30 minutes before it ran into an hour.
Okay.
An hour and then to 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah, so
So an hour, 30 minutes. I'm like, why is this traffic not moving? But like, I saw people, they were moving, like, when they saw the traffic, they were taking like the one way.
Yeah.
I'm like, these guys are not Africans. You guys are not civilized. Why are you taking one way? Because I was just looking at them like, no,
So
no matter
they
how
were-
long this thing lasts,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to stay in this track. I'm going to wait out the traffic because like I needed to stay on my lane and just
what do
move.
you mean they were taking?
They're taking a one way. So like you're going this way. You shouldn't be going like the opposite direction on the same lane.
I know.
So I saw them, like they were turning around.
People do that all the time.
They were turning around. I'm like, these guys, like, they're not civilized. So I now stayed there. I'm like, London boy, glasses wind up, listening to music, just waiting out the traffic. I didn't know that those ones who were actually running, they were the wise ones. And I was, in fact, the foolish one.
Okay, so the people turning
Like
to
the
go
people
down
were
the
turning,
road?
like so people they didn't want to stay in traffic.
Yeah.
So they were taking any route.
I know,
Even
it's
if it was
too
one way,
much.
just to leave that place.
Yeah.
Apparently the place was dangerous and like you're not supposed to be there
But
at night.
you didn't know
I didn't
that.
know. So I was like, these guys are foolish.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
get? So I didn't know they were the wise ones who were like trying to find their square when the traffic was getting in like 1 hour ish.
It was just getting dangerous.
Yes, it was getting dangerous. So I stayed there. I wound up my glass. My AC was blowing. The song was playing. Having fun, waiting for the traffic to go.
Yeah.
Before you know, people were running. There was
Wait.
gunshots.
But did you hear the gunshots though?
No, there was gunshots. People were running out of their cars into the bush.
Wait a minute.
By the
Pause.
way.
Pause. Let's roll this back. Let's roll this back. You are in mainland.
Yes.
So there were people who shot gun in the air.
Yeah, like the armed robbers.
Armed robbers
Yeah.
shot guns in the air, and then people were running out. But did you see them? You
I didn't see them. I didn't know, and then I couldn't hear because like it's soundproof. I was listening to music. I'm like, yo,
You were flexing.
flexing. People were running out of the car to save their life. I was flexing the car. When my Pentium 1 finally booted, when it booted, I'm like, people are running, they are thieves. So what happened?
Okay, wait. So tell me exactly when. How did you notice? When did you notice that people were running?
Because I now started seeing people, like people close to me, they were running, but they had been running for like say 30 seconds or maybe 1 minute, and I didn't know. I was still in the car listening to music. So when I saw that people close to me were moving and then like they were running from something, so I knew,
People just abandoned their car and ran.
People were gonna run. I'm like, something's happening here. Oh. So by the time, and it was like I just started using the car, so I didn't really understand the thing. So when I was now confused, and I now turned up my music and I could hear the gunshots. I'm like, hey, it's a robbery, and I was here listening to music. I just turned off my car. But like I was confused, in that state of confusion.
It's because you were
I don't know if I
panicking.
pressed the hazard button or something. My car, it started honking on its own. I'm like, I'm trying to run away from these thieves, and this useless car is driving attention to me. The lights kept going, all the lights. I'm like,
wait, you pressed
like
the
I'm
hazard?
literally, I don't know what I pressed, but everything the car just went, and the car was done, pim. I'm like, this car, my village people have sent them to me. So before I was able to turn off the car and then
They were
run
on you.
out, I could see the guys with the cutlasses and the guns running.
Wait, what's a cutlass?
Towards me.
That's
cutlass
a machete?
is that like a big machete?
Wow.
What do you call it? Machete?
Machete.
Is that how people call it then? Machete.
Machete.
And so it's like, so I saw them, they were holding the machete
Oh my god.
and then the guns.
How many men?
So I saw them, they were breaking people's glasses. There were a lot, plenty. They came in group.
More than
breaking
like
people's
10?
glasses. Hey, see me. You know me, I cuckoo don't have mine now. I was running, as I was trying to run, I said, hey, where did they go? Like, come here, give me your phone. They beat me, I'm like, take everything, take the car.
Wait. Let's roll this back. How many men did you see though?
So I saw, so the people who were on me at that time, they were like 6. But there were still others who were robbing at other sides. Like,
It was
like,
that many
it was
men.
like 2 lanes.
It was that
Blocked,
many
not
men.
moving. Yes, there were a lot. So they were breaking, some were breaking glasses with their guns and trying to rob people, and I was just running out. So I'm like, I didn't even run. I'm like, come here. So they were using the machete. They were using the machete, it was just hitting my head. But I'm like,
Oh my god.
I was thinking like, oh, Iben, you're dying today. Oh no, yeah, this is the day you're dying. Is this machete they're hitting my head? Apparently,
Did they
my
cut
brain
you?
didn't go. No, but like they were not using the sharp part. They were using the blunt, so they flattened it and were using
Hey.
the hitting on my head. And it was like 6 people hitting matches on your head.
6 men
Like
were
they just
surrounding
hitting-
you, beating
hitting
you.
you, beating you, and hitting matches on your head. And I'm like, hey, I'm dead. I'm like, please take my phone, take my money. I'm running away. Like, so they were hitting me. I was running. They were chasing me. And someone kept shouting, kill him, kill him, kill him. I'm like, hey, is this how I'm going to die? No.
Are you serious?
I just and I was running. It was really scary. I'm making it's sounding funny, but it was really
No, because
scary.
it's after the fact. That's what we can laugh about it.
Yeah, that's what I can laugh about it too. I didn't have money in my wallet.
So wait, when you were running, were you just throwing things at
I was
them?
giving it. They were hitting me and like collecting it.
Oh,
The
wow.
only thing they didn't take from me was like my watch because probably they didn't see it.
Yeah.
So like
It was a lot of stuff
they said
happening.
this a lot, and I'm like, so it was when they've robbed you and you're not, they've now left you. And you ask yourself, what really happened? Did I just lose everything I have?
So wait,
I was asking myself.
Oh my
So they
gosh.
robbed me, took everything, and in a split second they had gone.
it was that
They had
fast.
robbed a lot of people. They had broken glasses. They had shot into people's cars.
Did people
Yes.
die?
No, nobody died. Just like injuries. So they had to like use an Okada because the road was actually blocked. They had to use the Okada to take people to the hospital. But mine was not too severe. Mine was like just my hair was bleeding.
You said
and I had this scar.
Oh my
Because they had hit me. And at that point, I'm like, Ebenezer, who sent you to Africa? Who, like, you were in London where you could wake up at 2 a.m. and jog around the streets of London or Birmingham and feel somewhat safe.
Yeah.
You left that to Africa in your car. Like, I feel so like those were days I'm like, oh no, this was a bad choice. Like moving back was.
But what month did this happen? You said you moved.
It
back
happened
in
like
June.
3 weeks. I think 3 weeks after I had moved back.
Hey!
Like I was still fresh.
Oh my
I was still smelling
gosh!
of
No.
my fabric freshener
Oh my
from the UK. So I was
gosh!
literally just like new.
You just got here.
Yeah, I just got here. It's not like I was targeted or anything. I was just in normal Lagos traffic, and that happened.
That's
So I got, and guess what? You know what was most annoying? Even when, like, all the cars had been robbed, their glasses were broken, people were bleeding in their cars, the traffic still waited for another, like, 1 hour before it moved. No police, no security agent. Like, so I was dizzy,
Yeah, that's Nigeria.
I was
for you.
crying,
Yeah.
and I was driving through the traffic. That was such a terrible experience. I'm like,
And it's
Nigeria,
like everybody was
terrible.
robbed or beaten.
It's just, like not everybody, like a lot of people. The people
Ran.
who didn't run, the people who didn't like who were like me, who didn't escape early enough, and that was a low for me when I moved back.
I can
It's like,
imagine.
yeah,
That's
yeah, so-
horrible. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
even.
yeah, you know.
3
Yeah,
weeks
but
after you arrived.
Yeah, 3 weeks after I arrived. Yeah.
I would have felt like I need to go back home. I need to go back to the UK.
Well, you know, I told myself like, you know, you're moving back, like we die here.
Yeah.
As far as you didn't kill me, I'll still keep moving. And I think
Good for you.
Like we said, so that should be the mentality when.
No, I mean,
when you're moving back. Like,
that should be the mentality.
Yes, like,
but
we die
I
here.
know after you were robbed, that was not what you were
that was
thinking
that
about.
was not. I was like, what?
You were
But
like-
to be honest, like I just shrugged it off.
How many
Like-
weeks did it take you, though?
No, like after I was, you know, initially I was scared, you know. I'm like, after a week I just shrugged. I'm like, it's like I don't understand. If people get robbed every day, you know, and my friends always tell me, oh my god, I was on the road and they snatched my laptop, they snatched my phone, they beat me. I couldn't relate. Like, you know, people tell me, it's normal thing now.
Yeah, I know.
Nigerians say,
people
oh,
say
I
that.
got robbed, they took my this thing, but you can never like. I wasn't able to relate until that happened to me. I've always told myself, God, please, I hear that people get robbed. Please, I don't want to see armed robbers in my life. So this was literally the first time in my life that I had been robbed ever. So yeah, so for me that you know, it was something to think about. So the reason why those people who were making a U-turn, so at night you don't stop for stupid checkpoints. You don't stop for things like, particularly when you're driving 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Like you don't
Oh, no,
stop.
you're
anyhow.
right. You
need to,
slow down
just
a little bit.
go. No, they just keep driving
really?
until you get to where you're going to. Don't stop unnecessarily because some thieves, you don't know who.
Is who? at
You don't
night.
know who is who. Just keep driving. Don't stop to pee. Don't stop to do anything along the road. If you're going to point A or point B, like just keep driving till you get to where you're going to. To be sure, it's not 100% like guaranteed that you're safe, but that just reduces
Incidents.
the incidences. Yeah.
Okay, I'm learning right now.
Yeah. Like you just need to like because those people who were leaving the lane and just taking any route, just make sure they got out of that place because they were frequent flyers of that road, and they knew that for a traffic that has lasted 1 hour 30 minutes, robbers are gonna come.
I didn't
So
know
I
that.
actually knew like that wasn't like a one-off incident. It used to happen.
All the time.
Yeah, it used to happen. People just they come rob and
So
run away.
pay
before the police
attention to
come.
what other cars are
Yeah,
doing.
so pay attention to what other cars are doing. It's not like, oh, you see other people doing, you just stay there. So I stayed there because I wasn't a frequent flyer. It was just a route that I passed. And then I told my parents, and they were like, no, you don't go through that route. Like, you don't go through that route. That place is really bad. At the time that you were coming back, you shouldn't have gone through that route.
Wow.
So that's the thing. You need to pay attention as a returnee.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have people who tell you, oh, don't go through this place. Don't pass through the other place. And
Fingers crossed. That would be the only one that you ever
yeah,
have.
please, oh God.
Oh my gosh, that's
Please,
really
I don't
scary.
want to go through this again. I beg, please.
The thing is, I'm glad that we can laugh about it later.
Yeah, you know, it could have gone south.
It could have gone
Because
south.
there's this incident of a
There's
lady
6 men.
who I think she had her laptop and she was struggling with them. And then
Why?
she died, literally died.
But okay, so here's another thing.
Mm.
You are worth more than your thing.
Yes.
Even if she had a best-selling novel in there, she should have just let it go.
The way I was like, take everything.
That's why you
if
did.
you want my trousers, I give you, but just make sure I'm alive.
But she was actually struggling with the
Yes, you're
laptop.
struggling, but there are people who don't struggle. Like, how about you have like some kind of hemorrhage issue from what they are hitting your
Yeah,
head,
then
and then
it's-
you collapse, and there's no first aid, and you die there. There's a lot of it could have easily gone south.
But thank goodness it didn't.
Yeah, thank goodness it didn't.
But it sounds like you really couldn't really. I mean, okay, other than turning around, you really couldn't avoid that because, yes.
But maybe if I asked questions before I took that route.
Yeah, but I mean, some things are just like, I'm taking this route, Shad.
Yeah. So actually, that makes it me. So no matter how careful you are, some incidences will happen as a human being or as someone who is returning to Nigeria. Like some things will happen to you, but that shouldn't stop you from doing all the things you need to do. If thank goodness you survived it, just okay, I've survived it. That's an experience. Focus on what you came to Africa to do. Focus on your life goals and just keep moving.
I love that you said you refocused on your life goals.
Just focus on your life goals because for me, the reason why I came back to Africa, to Nigeria, is really strong. Like the reason why I moved back was stronger than anything I could have gone through. So even when I had for a split second, I had why did you move back? Oh, you probably made a terrible mistake, but it was just for a couple of minutes. But I knew, one of those things that happens, and I just focused on the goal. I needed to start my job. I needed to get a new place. I had a lot of things to do at that time. I hadn't really settled, so I'm like, please, go to. I went to the hospital the next day. My parents insisted, you need to go. I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. After the first aid, so they checked my whole life.
Yeah, no, that's
so they
awesome.
checked everything, and then thankfully I spent some time. They got better, and I moved on with the whole moving back agenda.
Wow. I mean, the thing is, you can get robbed anywhere, but I think the whole everybody got robbed in traffic bit at once is a bit much. But I'm so glad that you were able to look at it in like a bright way. Like you just shrugged it off and said it's just life.
That's life.
Okay, let's talk about security in Nigeria though. Like, okay. So you said that was like as soon as 3 weeks. Oh my God, 3 weeks after you arrived. That to me is a bit. 3 weeks after you arrived, you had this incident. Like, have you had any other scary incidences since then, or problems?
So this now feels like you're interviewing me.
I know.
I love
I'm so sorry.
I love it.
Oh my God, that's horrible. As soon as I came in front of the camera.
That's how professional YouTubers behave. I love it. I stand.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'll answer your question. Have I ever had any other incidences? So the thing is, so before I moved to my present apartment, which is like on the island, my previous apartments on the mainland, Surulere, it's like it was literally on the road. So on the road, like a road that is not gated. So, and most times I would, nightlife, I have to go to events.
Yeah, you have things to do.
To the club, and you're coming back, most times you come back at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I think because I had that incident, so because I'm at the gate, and most times you're robbed when you're waiting for your gate man to open the gate.
Okay, really?
Yeah, most times you're robbed because when you particularly when you live on the road, before you enter your gate, there are Okada men who can actually rob you. So while I'm in front of my gate, because I had this experience, I always make sure, like when I'm 5 minutes before I'm home, I've called security man, like I'm literally 5 minutes away. Once I horn once,
I'm there.
Open the gate, let me enter and close it. Do you understand? So I was taking all these precautions. Maybe normally I'd have just waited there. I'm like, ping, I'll just wait and sleep and probably get robbed. So a lot of things. So I knew there's some parts of Lagos I'm passing, Echo Bridge, those particularly on the mainland, Ikeja, those Ojota. When you're passing those, you need to wind up and you need to swift pass. Yeah. You're not stopping. You're not looking. You're just for whatever.
No, but honestly, I'm learning right now. I don't know.
That just made me because there's a tendency, if it hasn't happened to you, there's a tendency you want to take your time. You see a pothole, you want to romance it and drive slowly and pass it. But it's late. Like if you need to fly through the pothole, but make sure you're not stopping.
Do you know what? I've noticed that people fly here at night, and I'm always like, how are you flying on this bad road?
They're flying because they know that it's not safe to be out late.
I didn't know what they were doing.
So you need to don't drive fast in the way that you kill yourself.
No, because the place I live is very bad road, and people are flying.
Yeah. Most times before I moved to the island, I used to leave the island really late, 2, 3 a.m. Maybe I've had drinks with friends around to the night, and then maybe meetings, etc. And I have to come back. So I'm like, set my stopwatch. Straight to Surulere. Straight, and then I'm entering my house. In Nigeria, you need to be very security conscious, and particularly when I think we've spoken about this before. You just return to Nigeria and you have an accent. You're easily a target.
Yeah.
even the artisans who come to your house to work for you, the people who are around you, those people who help you clean your house, you need to be very vigilant, because even if something wants to happen, at least you can try to salvage the situation. You even have to have domestic workers or people, artisans, to work for you. I feel you should have it from people who are highly recommended.
Yeah.
Don't just go and scout for yourself on one of these online platforms and get them to come to your house, where people come and behead you.
Yeah.
So you need to like get people who are like highly recommended, so that you're sure, okay, there's safety, there's some kind of accountability.
Yeah.
So that's really important.
There was a woman I fired from my house because her eyes were too sharp.
Ah!
No, you know some
How do you know
people-
someone who has a sharp eye?
no.
You sound like my mom.
No!
Sharp eyes.
You know when you look at somebody
Yeah.
and their eyes are
And like
eyes are
torchlight.
here. Look, they're
Yes.
like she would look at me
Recipe
like
for disaster.
like blink, like she was
Yeah.
like camera. So I had to get rid of her, and then I found a great, and I found somebody else that did come highly recommended. She was very sweet. She would wash my clothes and all this stuff, but like she was recommended to me, and she was much better. When she looked at me, she just looked at me. She wasn't looking at everything around me. She
Yeah.
wasn't looking in the house, blinking, seeing what she could take. Like you have to be.
And you need to always like follow your instincts, because
Yeah.
like, if you see like you said, it was just her eyes.
Her
and you
eyes.
could tell, no, this could be bad.
Her eyes were
Do you
horrible.
understand? Like, if your mind says, oh, this person should work for me, like by all means, tell the person to go. I think you did a great thing telling her to go, because you don't want someone who come and put you in trouble.
Exactly.
Yeah. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you learned something. You know, I've always wanted to share this story, and I'm really glad that like I've been able to share this story with Iveoma. Iveoma is like the best listener, so I'm glad she was able to probe and ask me questions. Amazing stuff. Look out for more videos, and please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm on my road to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as big as Iveoma, so please help me get there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and have a great week ahead.
Bye.
Bye.